all heard that my dad died, and then I found out he wasn't my biological father, but a man that lives in Norway is, and then last month I went to Norway to meet him for the first time. I got the results. Last year I found out that the dad I grew up knowing is probably not my biological father.
The time that I conceived you, I was in the street. So I only can tell you all I know. Why would I want to lie? So how you don't know who you slept with? And if you're so busy worrying about your father, you don't even come over here and help me. You know, I had a lot of surgeries and I can barely do so much. You don't even come over here and help me do anything. All you're worried about is looking for your dad. And I'm here, in the flesh. Hello, I'm here. It's always me. What about me? I'm 35 years old and I don't even know who my father is. You gotta give me something, a name, you gotta give me something, you gotta know something. I mean, come on, I'm 35 years old. You keep asking for an address, you keep asking for relatives. I can't tell you what I don't know. Why can't you just be grateful? I was your father and your mother, I raised you. That's not enough, I still deserve to know who my father is.
Used Ancestry.com to...
Alright, Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to all the brothers and the few sisters out there. Unto the foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. As you can clearly see, this is some wicked shit. And before I go into my rant, which is not a rant, this is reality. This is what the consequences and repercussions of people that don't take no accountability for their life. That summer girl, girls going crazy, that, you know, living that certain type of lifestyles has a very what I'm looking for is very devastating, not only for men, boys without a father, also girls without a father. See, in this world, you can do whatever or whomever, and there's no consequences. And the only people that really suffers is the children. And the children eventually grows up, but psychologically, mentally, they're scarred for their entire life. This is the most devastating thing that an adult can go through, because there's no closure there. And when you have a mother like this who feels nothing, that person, this young woman, would never be healed. There's a saying in the world: hurt people hurt people. Misery love company, all that good stuff, right? And it's not good. This is a terrible thing that's happened. Not only, you know, there's more people that have their story, but I just wanted to focus on this one because this mother, she's the epitome of, she's the devil. She's a flat out devil. No woman in a right mind, even my mother, sometimes she roll that stunt. I look at her like she's crazy. I was your mother and your father. You was never my father. You could never be a father. You only could have been a mother. That was your choice to try to imitate both genders, but it was never what it was intended to be. And this is something that runs rampant in Israel. All right, this is evil. This is what the Lord said. When a man gets with his wife, she's not supposed to go to anybody else. It brings in confusion. All right, and this is confusion. Now this woman, and she said that she was from the street. Let me play that again. This is sad, yo. This is fucking sad. That's why a lot of these girls also, they fast asses too, because of a parent like this. Let me play this again.
Conceived you, I was in the street. So I only can tell you all I know. Why would I want to conceive?
She said she was in the streets. So that street life, although, listen, a lot of us are from the ghetto, the hood, whatever you want to call, and we all know the facts about the hoods. They're full of shit. When a young girl gets to that time of her life, she desires to have a child. All right. There could be one girl in the group. She got knocked up, and they get what a thing called baby fever. And then once they have that baby fever, they all want to have babies, and they don't give a fuck who they have babies with. So right then and there, right there in their mind, they're like, oh, we have to have a child, which is nothing wrong with having a child, right? But who they have childs with? The Pookies, the Ray Rays, all these fucking worthless ass niggas, okay, bringing forth more worthless ass babies. And why are they worthless? Because those children are gonna be scarred. All right, some of them are straight up demons, okay, and some of them are good individuals that's brought up in a horrible situation. But the Lord never had it that intended to be like that. All right. Just what? Not because the young women want to have children, is that nobody's there to take care of those children, and the woman in this society decide to use daddy government to watch over, to be the daddy of that child, when their actual father's around. And this all got to do with a lot of one night stands. Okay. This is why we, through the spur of Yahweh Shem Yahshai, these subjects always come out, because it devastates. All right. That woman that's crying, 35 years old, she can never be healed, because she can't let it go. It's not her fault. It's not her fault. All right. And some people might say, oh, the daddy should have stepped up. Well, depending on what man she laid with, all right, two step up. It takes two to create a life. That's how it was intended. Sirach 25. It says, all wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. So when she did that, her little daughter, her daughter's crying. She probably know who the daddy is. She probably don't. She just don't give a fuck. How about that? All right, that was a woman that just didn't give a fuck. And it says, let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. That's why sometimes you fall back, you watch shit play out. Now, if there's good in a person, if that person's from a elect quality, hey, these things happen. Some brothers they didn't know their father is. This shit happens. All right. Nobody's above criticism. Nobody's above hell. All right, because that's nothing but pure hell. Let me get a couple more scriptures. Let's have one. Oh. This is Sirach 8. Real quick, I'm gonna come back to this. Sirach 8:1, I believe. No, not 8:1. Sirach. Oh, that's a good one. Sirach 9:2. It says, give not thy soul unto a woman, for us brothers out there. Set her foot upon thy substance. So don't give your soul, don't give this woman credit for your substance. In other words, a man will work hard in this society, and as he's working, he get married to a woman, and all of a sudden she gets half of his shit. But she never had nothing. She didn't help that man at all. Don't do that to yourselves. All right? The marriage of today, don't even bother. Because the marriage of today is only one-sided. All right? There's no loyalty behind it. But it says, meet not with a harlot, lest thy fall into her snares. And that's, all of us men are guilty of that shit. And that's some of the snares. See, the crazy part about it, that woman said she was in the streets. Now, peep game. When a man decides not to be with a woman, she wants to keep the child. But if the man wants the child, she will execute the child. So she had the choice. It still falls in the hands of the woman. She had that choice the whole time. She decided to have that child grow up without a father. Then to torment the woman as she got older. We know what goes on. We ain't stupid. Women are the worst judge of characters, and the women are the most evilest beings in the world. I'm just stating the facts. Because the emotions, if that was the other way around for man, despite he might have some sort of sympathy, empathy, but women don't show that. All right? It says, use not much the company of women that are singers, least thou be taken with her attempts. Gaze not on a maid, that thou fall not by those things that are precious in her. Woo. So you see a fat ass, you see a woman with a fat ass, big ass tits, looking fine. Don't fall for that shit. See what's precious in her. See what's good in her. A majority of them are hollow beings that hold no weight to hold no value to anything. All right. I did this video long ago. I even watched it the other day again. And the woman was telling her qualities, and she said at the end of it all, fine, she looked good, a good-looking woman, young, petite, nice, skin is glowing. And she said at the end, she said, but I'm never gonna tell a man what she brings to the table. So automatically she's combative. So outside she looks good, but inside there's nothing precious about her. Although she has qualities that can help out, there's nothing precious about her because she's combative. Okay? She's combative. It says, give not thy soul unto harlots, that thou lose thy inheritance. So don't give your goods. And majority of the women today are nothing but harlots. All right? Amos 7:17. It says, therefore, thus saith the Lord, thy wife shall be a harlot in the city. And that's a curse that Israel, Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, but we're going through for our women. Our women nothing but fucking harlots. That's not a good look. All right? That's evil. You bring in confusion. Scriptures tells you about a child out of wedlock, right? You see, in Apocrypha. No, not that one. No, not wedlock. What am I? That's the terminology of today. It says, not born vain. Was it Wisdom of Solomon or Sirach? Give me a second. Let's see, what's another man? I don't know. Well, actually, what does that says? No, that goes into, that proves, this Deuteronomy 21:15 proves that a man can have more than one wife. And that's another thing, that's another factor. There's a lot of things we cover. The reason why a lot of women feel slighted in relationships, because in their mind, in their warped mind, they believe that the man that they deal with solely they possess that man. It doesn't work like that, sweetie. All right? It doesn't work like that. A man can have more than one wife. And let's prove it real quick as I'm thinking of the other scripture. If a man have two wives, one beloved and one hated, and they have borne him children, both the beloved and hated, if the firstborn son be the heirs of that was hated, then it shall be, when he maketh his sons to inherit, that which he have, that he may not make the son of the beloved firstborn before the son of the hated, which is indeed the firstborn. But he shall acknowledge the son of the hated for the firstborn by giving him double portion of all that he have, for he is the beginning of his strength. The right of the firstborn is his. So you have order. All right. Now, doesn't mean that he's like, I hate you, bitch. No, men don't. Technically, if a man dealing with a woman and she bear him a child, he never hates her. All right. There's a secret. That's a secret I just gave out for you women out there. A man never hates you when you have their child. They always love you. They love you more than you love them. You, on the other hand, with the attitudes and making this man life miserable, is why he wants to remove himself from you. Okay? Because men, despite whatever man that you get that men love peace. And that's the one avenue that he desires. Even the pieces of shits out there, once they see the child that looks like them, they're like, damn. They don't hate the woman like that. Okay? It's the woman that foster the hatred. And some women foster the hatred to the child. I know. I've been there. And you be like, the fuck did I do? You know? And all it does is bring not only confusion, it brings terror to children after. So sometimes a child may not know who the father is, could be a good thing. And sometimes the child know who the father is. And if the father has another family, the father has another family. There's nothing wrong with that. But this warped society prevents a man to take care of his family. All right? And family doesn't mean just one wife and children. Family means the wives that he got pregnant, and he take care of every last one of them. All right? That's extended family. But it's just society. It's just this wicked society. Oh yeah, let me get this. Either it's in Wisdom of Solomon. I believe it's in Wisdom of Solomon. I don't the Spirit telling me. I still remember where. But there's another one in Sirach. Wisdom of Solomon. Not the 17th chapter. I don't think it is. Let me see. Child born. Let me try that. I know it's a long shot. I mean, I could always Google it. Oh, that's another good one. So it's not child born. Okay. Child, many days. No, that's not that. Oh man, it's either child or son. Let me see, bastard. It's not talking about bastard. Let me see what it says. Okay, I was close. Well, not close. I was in the right chat. It says. No, it's not that. It's not it. Damn. Oh, there it is. Wisdom of Solomon 4 and 6. For children begotten of unlawful beds are witnesses of wickedness against their parents in their trial. What is an unlawful bed? What is the law? Let's go into it real quick. Leviticus 20 and 10. It says, the man that committeth adultery with another man's wife, even him that committeth adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and adulteress shall surely be put to death. That's the law. However, the Lord said, I just said adulterous generation. It says Matthew 12 and 39. Both says the same thing, but it says, he answered and said unto them, an evil and an adulterous generation seeketh after a sign. So if it's an adulterous generation, we all should be put to death, right? But we're not being put to death because we under the grace of the Lord. However, people out there, they do this shit openly. They do this shit proudly. A man knows another man that a woman belongs to somebody else. He still pops her. She still give up the goods to somebody else. You had songs, me and Mrs. Jones. What's that? After Dark? No, As We Lay. All right. Today's music is all filled with adultery. So adultery is heavy committed in the society. So we're damn near, a lot of us shouldn't be born, basically. But the Lord is having mercy. Okay? It says, but through the righteousness by preventing, going back to Wisdom of Solomon 4, there's another one in the Sirach, I just can't remember. I think like in the 40-something chapter. But through the righteousness prevent with death, yet shall he be in rest. For honorable age is not that which standeth in length of time, nor measured by number of years, but wisdom is the gray hair unto a man, and an unspotted life is old age. He pleased the Most High, was beloved of him, so the living among the sinners he was translated. It's supposed to go into fact. So we got I should have went up a little bit. But the multitude breed of the ungodly shall not strive, nor take deep root from the bastard slips, nor lay any fast foundation. For though they flourish in branches for a time, yet standing not last, they shall be shaken with the wind, and through the force of the winds they shall be rooted out. The imperfect branches shall be broken off, the fruit unprofitable, not right to eat, yea, meat for nothing. For children begotten of unlawful beds are witnesses of wickedness against their parents in their trial. And that's why you have a lot of Pookies and the Ray Rays and so forth, people that just like warped out of their mind. All right, they just warped out of their mind. Let me see if there's another one. When I mean warped out of their mind, this is why you have a lot of angry children out there. No, that's not what I was looking for. Let me get this one real quick in Sirach that I know of. And this is why, not Sirach, second Esdras. A lot of people, churchgoers, be like, they be warning their children and all that, because it's technically a curse to have a child that is born of adultery. Oh, maybe that's what I'm looking for, children of adultery. Right, there it is. It says, Wisdom of Solomon 3:16. As for children of adulterers, they shall not come to their perfection, and the seed of the unrighteous bed shall be rooted out. You see that? So this is a very, from a moment of pleasure has bring long suffering for a lot of people. All right. It says, let me read that again. 14. I'll read 14. No, actually, there it is. This is what I was looking for. 12. Their wives were foolish and their children wicked. Matter of fact, I gotta go up. But unto the wicked, 10. But the ungodly shall perish according to their work, their own imagination, which they have neglected the righteous and forsaken the Lord. For whose despise wisdom and nurture, he is miserable. Their hope is in vain. Their labor is unfruitful. That's going into the wicked, and their works unprofitable. Their wives foolish and their children wicked. Their offspring is cursed. Wherefore, blessed is the barren that is undefiled, which have not known the sinful bed. Right? She shall have fruit in the visitation of souls. Blessed is the eunuch, which with his hands have wrought no iniquity, nor imagined wicked things against the Most High. For unto him shall be given the special gift of faith, and the inheritance in the temple of the Lord, more acceptable to his mind. For glory is the fruit of the good laborers, and the root of wisdom shall never fall away. As for children of the adulterers shall not come to their perfection. The seed of the unrighteous bed shall be rooted out. For though they live long, yet shall they be neither regarded. Their last age shall be without honor. And that's a heavy thing. So we have in the hood, in the ghetto, there's a lot of Jake. That's why they fucked up in their minds, man. Alright? It's not their fault. You know? It's not their fault, but it's just the way the Lord had it intended. But the Lord is gracious. That doesn't give the man, because today's marriage, you got to go up to, they'll consider marriage, you got to go to, to the church and this, that, and the third party is the state. Real marriage is sex. All right? That's why you got to watch who you lay with. Real marriage is sex. You take a woman in her virginity, that's your wife forever. And for a woman, that's your husband forever. All right? Y'all may have differences and so forth, but y'all was supposed to intend to grow together. And the children would have been far greater. But this society promotes these wicked behaviors and created children that longs for their fathers, and because of the mother's decision, they can't stay with the fathers for whatever reason. Or if they die quickly, you have no hope, neither comfort in the day of trial. For horrible is the end of the unrighteous generation. And that was the intent. Period. So none of us are truly good. All right? Despite if your father and your mother got together and he caught her in her virginity. But the Lord is gracious, because we all should be put to death, right? That was the case. 2nd Ezra 6:22, I believe. No, I gotta go up. It says 21. And the children of a year shall speak with their voices, and women with child shall bring forth untimely children of 3 or 4 months, and they shall live and be raised up. So that's called birth defects. You have a lot of that happens a lot too. Children that are born not in a proper time, they're not fully developed. Children that are developed, that's not connected to their mother because she refused to give them breast milk. Right? Because the breast milk is the connection between the child and the mother, because she wants to look a certain way. There's a lot of this. There was a science to how the Lord created everything, the bond between mother and child, father and child. All right? Which has been torn apart in the society. There's another one I want to get real quick. Many children. Not that. Hey, all you have to do is blame Esau. If Esau did not intervene, Jake would have been straight up better with certain things, not all things, because Jake is just lost anyway. Wow. He that feared the Lord, 15:1. I didn't intend to get that, but he that feared the Lord will do good, and he that have the knowledge of the law shall obtain her. As a mother shall meet him, receive him as a wife married of a virgin, with bread of understanding she shall feed him, and give him the water of wisdom to drink, and he shall be stayed upon her, and not be moved, and shall rally upon her, and shall not be confounded. But that goes into something else, right? Sirach 16:1. Desire not a multitude of unprofitable children, neither delight in ungodly sons. Though they be multiplied, rejoice not in them, except the fear of the Lord be with them. Trust not thou in thy life, neither respect their multitude. From one that is just is better than 1,000, and better is it to die without children than to have that are ungodly. For by one they have an understanding shall the city be replenished, but the kindred of the wicked will speedily become desolate. So you have people that have a lot of children, and their children's all fucked up. They all fucked up, and it could be one out of all of them that fear the Lord. So what happens to the rest of them? They're not worthy. So it's not diabolical. It's just messed up. Having children today is not much of a blessing like it was in the ancient world. All right, even though children are a blessing, but people don't carry them as a blessing. This is why women have no problem tearing down their own house. I believe that's the 8th chapter, right? A woman or a mother, yeah. Sirach, it's not this one. I know it's Sirach 3:9. For the blessing of the father established the house of the children. Sorry. Let me even go one. Sirach 3:8. Honor thy father and mother in word and in deed, that a blessing may come upon thee from them. So when that girl was desiring to know her father, it was for closure. She's seeking a blessing, but her mother, which is gonna say, for the blessing of the father established the house of the children, but the curse of the mother root out the foundation. And that's exactly what that woman did. She rooted out the foundation of her own family, man. All right? She rooted out. She was fast-ass. She said it. Go to Proverbs 14:1. It says, every woman buildeth her house, but the foolish pluck it down with her hands. So hurt people. That ain't no lie. So that being said, shalom up to the elect of the nation Israel. Shalom.